if I have a certain desire to fly and I'm given the body of a bird, now I have got the body of the bird, I have satisfied my desire of flying, then why should I again get a birth in a bird's body? I've already satisfied the desire, so I should evolve into a human body. Then no more again going back to the animal species of life. The point is, we have to understand that there are two reasons why a jiva gets an animal form of body. One is the 84 lakh species of forms of life are created to satisfy the desires of the jiva. That is one purpose. Another purpose is also to give punishment to the jiva. When we engage in demoniac activities, then we are, as a punishment, we are put into the animal species of life. Because in the human form of life, there is a higher consciousness which is given to exercise self restraint, to avoid indulging the senses in whatever desires they want, and practice austerities, tapasya, develop our spiritual bent of mind, and go back to Godhead. Perfect our life and go back to Godhead. This is the purpose for which human body is given. Now, when we get a human form of body, if we utilize that human form in only engaging in sense gratification like the animals, then Mother Nature will say, Arey Baba, I've given you this body to elevate yourself spiritually, but you are not putting it to good use. So if you are using that human body for sense gratification, that sense gratification can be achieved better in the animal form of life. So you take the animal form. Why should I give you the human form for this? So you are again put into the animal form. Getting the animal forms, getting the various taking birth in the 84 lakh species is either on account of fulfillment of one's desires, or it is as per one's karma. Ultimately, even to satisfy one's desire, one has to have the karma to be able to fulfill that desire, and accordingly, based on the karma, one is given a body. Now, once I have satisfied the desire to, like I was giving the example, suppose I got a desire to fly and I got a bird's body, then slowly I evolved and got higher and higher forms of life. Finally, I got a human form of life. Not necessary that I will not again get that desire to again fly. If I get the desire to again fly, again some other bird's body will be given. So these desires of the jiva do not, it's not that once I satisfy a desire, over. No. The nature of material desires is such that no matter how much you satisfy, it doesn't get fully satisfied. The example is given just like if you pour ghee into fire. When we pour ghee, large quantity of ghee into a fire, it will appear like the fire has subsided. But after a few seconds, poof, it will again come up in a bigger way. Similarly, lusty desires in a jiva are like that. The lusty desires, meaning the desire to enjoy in a particular way, to enjoy like a king, enjoy like a free flying bird, enjoy like the king of the lion, king of the jungle as a lion, etc. All these kind of desires, even though they may be satisfied by getting a body once, that desire does not get totally washed out. Again, that desire will come after some time. Again, we'll have to go into we'll have to again take that animal form. So that is why this cycle goes on and on and on and on, because it is an insatiable desire. Lust is insatiable. Dushpurena analena. That is how Krishna describes lust in the Bhagavad Gita. It is anala, it is a fire which is dushpura, which can never be extinguished. You only, whenever we give some sense gratification, whenever we satisfy some desires of that lust, what happens? The fire only keeps growing. It will never subside. If you put petrol into fire, fire will never reduce. It will only go on increasing. So satisfying our desires is like that. It's like pouring petrol into fire. The fire will only keep growing. And therefore, constantly the jiva has to circulate in the 84 lakh species of life. This is how we understand.